Chadwick Aaron Boseman was an American actor. During his two-decade career, Boseman received 2 Screen Actors Guild Awards, a Golden Globe Award, a Critics' Choice Movie Award, and a Primetime Emmy Award, among other accolades. He was also nominated for an Academy Award. After studying directing at Howard University, Boseman began his career in theater, winning a Drama League Directing Fellowship and an Acting Audelco, along with receiving a Jeff Award nomination for his 2005 play Deep Azure. Transitioning to the screen, his first major role was as a series regular on the NBC drama Persons Unknown, and he landed his breakthrough performance as baseball player Jackie Robinson in the 2013 biographical film 42. He continued to portray historical figures, starring as singer James Brown in Get On Up and as attorney Thurgood Marshall in Marshall. Boseman achieved international fame for playing the Marvel Comics superhero Black Panther in the Marvel Cinematic Universe from 2016 to 2019. He appeared in 4 MCU films, including an eponymous 2018 film that earned him an NAACP Image Award for Outstanding Actor in a Motion Picture and a Screen Actors Guild Award for Outstanding Performance by a Cast in a Motion Picture. As the first black actor to headline an MCU film, he was also named in the 2018 Time 100. Boseman's final performance as the character in the Disney and anthology series What If? Earned him a posthumous Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Character Voice-Over Performance. In 2016, Boseman was diagnosed with colon cancer. He kept his condition private, continuing to act until his death in 2020 from the illness. His final film, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, was released posthumously the same year to critical acclaim, earning him an Academy Award nomination for Best Actor and a Golden Globe Award for Best Actor Motion Picture Drama. Boseman also received 4 nominations at the 27th Screen Actors Guild Awards for his work in Da 5 Bloods and Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, the most for a performer at a single ceremony, winning Male Actor in a Leading Role for the latter. Early life and education. Chadwick Aaron Boseman was born and raised in Anderson, South Carolina, the son of Carolyn and Leroy Boseman, both African American. His mother was a nurse, and his father worked at a textile factory and managed an upholstery business. In his youth, Boseman practiced martial arts, and continued this training as an adult. As a child, he wanted to become an architect. According to Boseman, DNA testing indicated that some of his ancestors were Krio people and Limba people from Sierra Leone, and Yoruba people from Nigeria. Boseman graduated from T.L. Hanna High School in 1995, where he played on the basketball team. In his junior year, he wrote his first play, Crossroads, and staged it at the school after a classmate was shot and killed. He competed in speech and debate in the National Speech and Debate Association at T.L. Hanna. He placed 8th in original oratory at the 1995 national tournament. He was recruited to play basketball at college but chose the arts instead, attending college at Howard University in Washington, D.C., and graduating in 2000 with a Bachelor of Fine Arts in Directing. While at Howard, he worked in an African American-oriented bookstore near the university, which friend Vanessa German said was important and inspirational to him. He drew on his experience there for his play Hieroglyphic Graffiti. His teachers at Howard included Al Freeman Jr. and Felicia Rashad, who became a mentor. Rashad helped raise funds, notably from her friend and prominent actor Denzel Washington, so that Boseman and other classmates could attend the Oxford Summer Programme of the British American Drama Academy at Balliol College, Oxford, in England, to which they had been accepted. Boseman wanted to write and direct, and initially began studying acting to learn how to relate to actors. He attended the program in 1998, and he developed an appreciation for the playwriting of William Shakespeare. Additionally, he studied the works of various dramatists, including Samuel Beckett and Harold Pinter. He also traveled to Africa for the first time while at college, working in Ghana with his professor Mike Malone to preserve and celebrate rituals with performances on a proscenium stage. He said it was one of the most significant learning experiences of life. After he returned to the U.S., he took additional coursework in film studies, graduating from New York City's Digital Film Academy. Career 2000-2007, Theater, I Deep Azure/I, and Early Television. None. 2008-2015, Breakthrough with I-42/I and I Get On Up/I. None. 2016-2019, Marvel Cinematic Universe, I Marshall/I and I-21 Bridges/I. None. 2020, Ida 5 Bloods/I and I Ma Rainey's Black Bottom/I. None. Appraisal and Legacy. According to film critic Owen Gleiberman of Variety, Boseman was a virtuoso actor who had the rare ability to create a character from the outside in and the inside out, knew how to fuse with a role, etching it in 3 dimensions. That's what made him an artist, and a movie star, too. Yet in Black Panther, he also became that rare thing, a culture hero. Similarly, reviewer Richard Brody in The New Yorker finds the originality of Boseman's formidable acting technique in his ability to empathize with the interior lives of his characters and render them on screen as fully and completely belonging to the character. He was uniquely able to capture and portray the dignity of his characters, according to the New York Times critic Wesley Morris. Well known for taking biopic roles, Hannah Flint for the BBC said he became the frequent choice because of his dedication to embodying character. Peter Bradshaw wrote of the actor's beauty, his grace, his style, his presence. These made up Chadwick Boseman's persona, the lost prince of American cinema, glorious and inspirational. Culture writer Steve Rose, in The Guardian, said that Boseman's career was revolutionary and he leaves behind a game-changing legacy, attributing this to the actor's careful planning and selection of roles. Eulogizing him, Rose wrote, Chadwick Boseman began his career playing African American icons and pioneers. He ends it as one himself. His achievements, as an actor and as a cultural force, will surely prove to be as heroic as those of the characters he portrayed. At the very least, he leaves the filmmaking landscape looking very different to how it was when he entered it. As the Black Panther, Boseman led a predominantly black cast in a major blockbuster for the first time. Variety said that the significance of Chadwick Boseman to the African American and black community is immeasurable. Further expressing the weight of Boseman's legacy, Robert Daniels wrote for Vulture that his performance wouldn't just be a demonstration of craft, it'd become a piece of history. He'd face a slew of pressures, because a black epic, even a period piece, is forever expected to be important, representative of the past, present, and future. He told BBC Culture that through his acting, wrote, rewrote, and reclaimed black history. Boseman's Ma Rainey co-star Viola Davis told Rose that he is going to be remembered as a hero, both as the Black Panther and for the authentic man he was, and that his legacy, his body of work, his integrity, is going to influence on generations upon generations to come. BBC Culture called him a film icon who changed Hollywood, a symbol of black excellence and of cinematic excellence, and a virtuoso and heroic figure, not just because of his iconic turn as Marvel's Black Panther but for how he raised the bar for racial equality and representation on screen. Rhea Combs, film curator of the Smithsonian National Museum of African American History and Culture, said that with his screen presence, Boseman was not only a conduit to the past and the way African Americans persevered and pushed through so many challenges, he also represented brightness and the promise of tomorrow. The BBC also noted his impact of infusing African authenticity into his work, including his motivations for taking a role in Gods of Egypt as well as how T'Challa is presented, saying that he connect African American audiences with their African heritage. His alma mater, Howard University, renamed its College of Fine Arts in honor of Boseman on May 26, 2021. Personal life, family and faith. Boseman began dating singer Taylor Simone Ledwood in 2015. The two reportedly got engaged by October 2019, and they later married in secret, as revealed by Boseman's family in a statement announcing his death. Boseman was raised a Christian and was baptized. He was part of a church choir and youth group, and his former pastor said that he still kept his faith. He studied Hebrew and had a good knowledge of both the Old Testament and New Testament. Boseman had stated that he prayed to be the Black Panther before he was cast as the character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Philanthropy. Outside of performing, Boseman supported various charities. He worked with cancer charities including St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, continuing to support those battling the disease up until his own death from it. In a message to a producer days before he died, Boseman inquired about sending gifts to childhood cancer patients. He donated $10,000 to the Boys and Girls Club of Harlem to provide free tickets for children who wanted to see Black Panther. He did this to support and promote the Black Panther Challenge started by a New Yorker to raise money for similar children across the country. In response, Disney donated $1 million to the Boys and Girls Clubs to advance its STEM programs. Boseman advocated for children's charities, with the Jackie Robinson Foundation noting after his death that he helped with their youth outreach. When Disney planned to donate $400 million to charitable causes, Boseman encouraged the move. In April 2020, he donated $4.2 million in personal protective equipment to hospitals fighting the COVID-19 pandemic in Black communities, starting his own Operation 42 challenge to encourage others to donate PPE. Advocacy. In politics, Boseman supported the When We All Vote campaign, and his last tweet before his death was congratulating Kamala Harris on her selection as Joe Biden's vice presidential nominee. Illness and death. Boseman was diagnosed with stage 3 colon cancer in 2016, which eventually progressed to stage 4 before 2020. He never spoke publicly about his cancer diagnosis, and according to The Hollywood Reporter, only a handful of non-family members knew that Boseman was sick, with varying degrees of knowledge about the severity of condition. During treatment, involving multiple surgeries and chemotherapy, he continued to work and completed production for several films, including Marshall, Da 5 Bloods, Ma Rainey, and others. Boseman died at his Los Angeles home as a result of complications related to colon cancer on August 28, 2020, with his wife and family by his side. He was 43 years old. He died without a will, and his estate will be governed by California law with the representation of Ledwood. A public memorial service was held on September 4, 2020, in Anderson, South Carolina, where the speakers included Boseman's childhood pastor as well as Deanna Brown Thomas, daughter of James Brown, whom Boseman portrayed in Get On Up. The city announced plans for the creation of a permanent art memorial at the service. Despite reports that Boseman was buried at Welfare Baptist Church Cemetery in nearby Belton, South Carolina, the funeral home handling the services and the church pastor both denied this. Response. Many fellow actors and other celebrities paid tribute to Boseman on social media following the announcement of his death, including a number of his Marvel Cinematic Universe co-stars. Marvel Studios president and CCO Kevin Feige called Boseman's death absolutely devastating, writing, "Each time he stepped on set, he radiated charisma and joy, and each time he appeared on screen, he created something truly indelible. Now he takes his place an icon for the ages." Co-stars from Boseman's other films also paid tribute to him. His alma mater, Howard University, tweeted in reaction that his incredible talent will forever be immortalized through his characters and through his own personal journey from student to superhero. On August 29, 2020, the day after Boseman died, the tweet in which his family announced his death on his Twitter account became the most liked tweet in history, with over 6 million likes in under 24 hours, and accumulating over 7 million by August 31, far displacing the previous record holder. His death was likened to other unexpected deaths of young black celebrities in 2020, particularly Kobe Bryant and Naya Rivera. The Associated Press and Clarin noted Rivera and Boseman as Hollywood's most impactful 2020 deaths. Major League Baseball and the Los Angeles Dodgers, the franchise for which Robinson played when the team was at its former home of Brooklyn, New York, issued statements honoring Boseman, in light of his acclaimed portrayal of the player. Several publications noted Boseman died on the observance of Jackie Robinson Day, 7 years after his having portrayed Robinson. Prior to the fifth game between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Portland Trail Blazers in the NBA playoffs, Boseman was honored with a moment of silence, alongside Cliff Robinson and Lute Olson. When Lewis Hamilton, the only black driver in Formula One, won the 2020 Belgian Grand Prix, he dedicated the win to Boseman. Tributes. On August 28, 2020, a Change.org petition was started, seeking to replace a Confederate monument in his hometown of Anderson with a statue of Boseman. It collected more than 50,000 signatures in less than a week, surpassing its original goal of 15,000 signatures. Henry McMaster, the governor of South Carolina, ordered the state house flags be lowered to half-staff on August 30 in honor of Boseman, who was born and raised in the state. ABC aired a commercial-free version of Black Panther, followed by a special about Boseman's life and work titled Chadwick Boseman: A Tribute for a King on the same day. Also aired on August 30 was the 2020 MTV Video Music Awards. The ceremony was dedicated to Boseman. On September 24, 2020, Disney unveiled a mural titled King Chad, by artist Nicholas Smith, dedicated to Boseman at Downtown Disney in Anaheim, California. In February 2021, another mural dedicated to Boseman was painted at Trilith Studios in Fayetteville, Georgia, by artist Brandon Sadler. Following his Best Actor win at the Academy Awards in April 2021, Anthony Hopkins said, "I want to pay tribute to Chadwick Boseman, who was taken from us far too early, and again thank you all very much." Boseman is also memorialized in the 2020 video game Marvel's Spider-Man, Miles Morales. The game includes an after-credits message dedicating it in memory of Boseman, as well as a street called Boseman Way on 42nd Street. The number 42 bears significance in the Miles Morales mythos, as well as referring to Boseman's portrayal of Jackie Robinson. A Wakandan flag also appears. Amazon also made Black Panther comic titles available for free on its Comixology platform in the wake of Boseman's death. On November 29, 2020, Marvel changed the studio's logo animation in the opening of Black Panther on Disney and to include images of Boseman from the film, as well as his appearances in Captain America, Civil War, Avengers, Infinity War, and Avengers: Endgame, to honor what would have been Boseman's 44th birthday. Filmography. Film. Television. As director. Playwright. Awards and honors. Boseman gave the commencement address at Howard University on May 12, 2018.